Welcome to Lecture 3, Solution of Linear Systems using Elementary Row Operations. By the end of this discussion, you should be able to solve linear systems using Gaussian elimination and/or Gauss-Jordan elimination. Recall from the introductory lecture, a linear system can be classified according to number of unknowns and equations. We can say that a linear system is determined, underdetermined, or overdetermined depending on the number of unknowns and the number of equations. Next, according to the relationship among the equations, so either dependent or independent. And according to the existence of solutions, either consistent or inconsistent. When we say that a linear system is consistent, either the solution is unique or infinitely many. Let's have here the linear system and its matrix form. Consider the linear system with m equations and n unknowns. The coefficient matrix of the linear system is a matrix consisting of the coefficients of the unknowns. That is what we call coefficient matrix. So we just simply detach the coefficients from the linear system. Take note that when we write the coefficient matrix, we have to be consistent. We have to make sure that this column corresponds to x1, this one corresponds to x2, and this one corresponds to x sub n. Or, it can be x, y, z, depending on the given. Next, the augmented matrix of the linear system contains all the coefficients of the left and right-hand side of the equations. Take note that this is your coefficient matrix. And then it is just connected to the matrix containing the constant terms on the right side of the equation. Take note that this vertical line here is just optional. Other references do not use vertical lines here. We just want to separate the left and the right side. Let's talk about the matrix equation AX equals B. Or, we have here x with an arrow and b with an arrow. So take note that from physics you have probably discussed about this. These two are both vectors. Let A be the coefficient matrix and bold x or vector x be the column vector of the unknowns and vector b be the column vector of the constant terms. Then, when we multiply the coefficient matrix to the vector x and then equate it to the column vector containing the constant terms, that will yield to the system of linear equations. Take note that this works in matrix multiplication. Remember, each row will be multiplied to the elements in the columns. Let's have an example. Express the following linear system into its matrix equation. Also write the augmented matrix. Okay, we have here x, y, z. Okay, the matrix equation is, we have 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, negative 3, 1, negative 3, negative 1. And then followed by the matrix containing the variables x, y, z. And then we have here the right-hand side. We have negative 4, 5, negative 7. Okay, this is your coefficient matrix, and then this is the vector x and vector b. Okay, take note that when we perform matrix multiplication here, this is 3 by 3 and then this is 3 by 1. They are conformable. The product will be a 3 by 1 matrix. Okay, what happens when we perform matrix multiplication? It becomes like this. X plus y plus z. Okay, and then next we have x plus 2y minus 3z and 2x minus 3y minus z equals the right-hand side. So, you have negative 4, 5, negative 7. By the equality of matrices, we can equate each corresponding entry. So, you will have this. And then, x plus 2y minus 3z equals 5. And 2x minus 3y minus z equals negative 7. So, take note that this is actually the given system. Correct? So, that's why this is the matrix form of a linear system. Next, let's have the augmented matrix. The augmented matrix is simply the coefficient matrix followed by... Okay, we have the imaginary vertical line here, which is optional, followed by the right-hand side, negative 4, 5, negative 7. Next, given the following augmented matrix, obtain the linear system involving x1 until x sub n as unknowns. Okay, it's clear that this is x sub 1, x sub 2, x sub 3. So, what is the corresponding linear system? We will have x1 plus x2 plus x3 equals negative 4. Next, we have 2x2 equals 5. And we have 2x1 minus 3x2 minus x3 equals 1. And last, we have 2x1 equals 1. Take note that I wrote the terms according to their variables, okay? This is actually optional. You can actually write it here if you want. However, this is easier so that you can determine which one is missing. Okay, this is the linear system corresponding to this augmented matrix. Let us now have the elementary row operations in solving linear systems. Recall from lecture 2, a row operation is any of the following operations applied to an m by n matrix. First, we can interchange two rows. Second, we can multiply or divide a row by a non-zero constant. And third, add a multiple of a row to another row. So, just like 3r1 plus r2, something like that. Okay, r1 minus r2, this will be your new r1. Remember, okay, in the context of linear systems, interchanging the equations does not change the solution set. For example, you have here 2x minus 4y equals 1, x plus 5y equals 10. If we interchange them like this one, x plus 5y equals 10, like the second equation goes first here, the solution set will still be the same. So, that corresponds to interchanging two rows. Next. Multiplying or dividing an equation by a non-zero number will have no effect in the solution set. So, if I multiply, because take note that multiplying or dividing will just create an equivalent equation with the same solution. So, here, I multiplied 3 to produce this. And then, I multiplied 2 to produce this, the second equation here. They will still have the same solution set. Now, we have two methods in solving the linear systems using elementary row operations. First, we have the Gaussian elimination. In the Gaussian elimination, we want to transform the augmented matrix into the REF form. And then for the Gauss-Jordan, we will transform this one, the left-hand side, into the reduced row echelon form. So, that is just the difference of them. Okay? Meaning to say, in order for you to arrive to the Gauss-Jordan elimination, you should do the Gaussian elimination first. It's just a continuation of REF. Let's have an example here. Take note that we already solved this in lecture intro, part 2. So, I'll just put that on the iCard. Okay. First thing to do is to write the augmented matrix. Okay, I have here 3, 1, negative 2, 2, and then the imaginary vertical line separator, 14, negative 2. Okay, Gaussian elimination. Okay, Gaussian with back substitution. So, this is the method 1. Okay, we want to make this 0, correct? Okay, how will we make that 0? You can apply here the strategy we did in lecture 2.2, wherein you will make the first column entries the same. Okay, I will do that here. Okay, 3R2, this will be your new R2. Okay, I have 3, negative 2, 14, 3, 6, and negative 6. Okay, next, let us make this 0. We have R2 minus R1. This will be your new R2. Okay, let us perform that row operation. So, we have 3, negative 2, and then 14, 0, positive 8. Next, we have, what is this? Negative 6 minus 14, negative 20. Okay, let us divide R1 divided by 3. This will be your new R1. R2 divided by 8. This will be your new R2. Okay, I'll have 1, negative 2/3, followed by 14 over 3, and then 0, 1, negative 5 over 2. This is already in the row echelon form. Okay, this one will involve back substitution. Take note that the corresponding equation here will now be x minus 2/3 y equals 14 over 3, and then y is equal to negative 5 over 2. We already have the value of y from the second row. So now let us solve for x. Therefore, x here is equal to 14 over 3 plus 2/3 y. Okay, let us substitute y. Okay, you will have here 2/3 times the quantity, negative 5 over 2. This will cancel out. Okay, what will be the answer? We have 14 minus 5, 9 over 3. Okay, we have x is equal to 3. Therefore, the solution set is equal to the set containing the ordered pair 3, negative 5 over 2. Using the Gaussian elimination with back substitution. Okay? Next, I will solve this using the Gauss-Jordan elimination. I will now erase this. Okay. For the Gauss-Jordan elimination, we will start from here. The next one that we will turn into 0 is this one, negative 2. So, if you want to apply the same strategy that we did here, wherein you will make them equal, negative 2 and 8. Okay, let's multiply 4 here. 4R1 will be the new R1. Okay, you have 12, negative 8, and then you have 56, and then 0, 0, 8, negative 20. Okay, let's make this 0 by using R1 plus R2. This will be your new R1. Continuing it here, we will have 12, 0, and then we have 56 minus 20, you have 36. And then we have 0, 8, negative 20. Now, we can already divide each row so that they will, it will be an identity matrix. R1 divided by 12, this will be your new R1. R2 divided by 8, this will be your new R2. Okay, what we will have here, 1, 0, 3, 0, 1, negative 5 over 2. Okay, transforming this into equations, we will have x equals 3, and y equals negative 5 over 2, which is already our answer. Next, let's have here the infinitely many solutions. The solution set of this is 4 plus t comma t, where t is a real number. Okay, if I want to have, let us make this first, simplify first the second equation. It becomes like this. So if I'm going to write the augmented matrix of this one, you have 1, negative 1, 4, 1, negative 1, 4. Okay, performing the row operation, R2 minus R1. This will be your new R2. Obviously, what will happen? The bottom row will become 0. And when it becomes 0, it means that you have infinitely many solutions. And you can already cross this out. Okay, transforming this into equation, we have x minus y equals 4. So this is already underdetermined. So same strategy, we are going to let y be equal to t, where t is a real number. Okay, therefore, your x is equal to 4 plus t, and your y is equal to t. Thus, the solution set is this one. Next, let's have this one, the determined linear system with unique solution. Okay, this one is a 3 by 3. Okay, let's have the augmented matrix. Okay, we have 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, negative 3. Be careful. 1, negative 3, negative 1. And then the augmented right side, negative 4, 5, negative 7. Okay, we will make this 0. Okay, you may perform interchanging of rows. You may bring the third row to the first row if you want to. Just like this one. So, I will write this. You may interchange if you want, just like this one. Okay, it becomes like this. And then 1, 1, 1 here. It depends on you. But here, I will not perform interchanging of rows. Okay, let's perform this as is. Okay, we will make this 0. Okay, for the first one, let's have R2 minus R1. This will be your new R2. And then R3 minus 2R1. This will be your new R3. Take note that you can do here the strategy that we discussed, no? It's up to you. Okay, next we have 0, positive 1, negative 4. 5 minus negative 4, you have positive 9. Be careful. Next, we have R3 minus 2R1. 2 minus 2, 0. Negative 3 minus 2 times 1. Kita nyo kahit ako, we have to be careful. It's hard to make this, to solve this mentally. Negative 1 minus 2 times 1. You have negative 3. And then next, we have negative 7 minus 2 times negative 4. Negative 7 plus 8, you have positive 1. Okay. The next entry that we will zero out is this. Okay, take note that you may do here the strategy wherein gagawin yung parehong 5 itong dalawa para mas madali yung pag-subtract, no? But in this case, I will do the traditional way. Okay, here I will have 5R2 plus R3. This will be the new R3. Okay, 1, 1, 1, negative 4, 0, 1, negative 4, 9, 0, 0, and then 5 times R2, negative 20, plus negative 3, negative 23. Next, 45 plus 5 times 9, 45 plus 1, 46. Okay, this is already in the row echelon form, except that negative 23 here must be equal to 1. Okay, just simply divide R3 by negative 23. Okay, so we will now have this. 1, 1, 1. And then 0, 1, negative 4, 9. 0, 0, 1. And then you have negative 2. Transforming this augmented matrix into equation, we will have x plus y plus z equals negative 4, y minus 4z equals 9, and z is equal to negative 2. We will now work backwards by solving for x and y because we already have your z. Okay, therefore, y is equal to 9 plus 4z. Substitute natin. So, we have 9 plus 4 times negative 2. You have 9 minus 8. You have positive 1. Y is equal to 1. Next, therefore, x is equal to negative 4 minus y minus z. Substituting the value, we have negative 4 minus positive 1 minus negative 2. Be careful with the sign. So, we have here negative 4 minus 1 minus negative 2. Mag-plus na. Negative 5 plus 2, you have negative 3. Therefore, the solution set is a set containing the ordered triple, negative 3, positive 1, and negative 2. Just like what we had in the lecture intro part 2. This is the solution using the Gaussian elimination wherein we worked with back substitution. Now, Gauss-Jordan. I will just simply erase this. Okay, this is the Gauss-Jordan. We are going to make these zeros. Okay. So, R1 minus R3, this will be your new R1. Next, R2 plus 4 R3, this will be your new R2. Yung R3 yung i-hold natin na fixed. Kasi yan yung hindi na magbabago yung value. So, you have here 1, R1 minus R3, 1 also. R1 minus 1, 0. And then negative 4 minus negative 2. So, that is negative 2. Tama. Mag-plus na. And then, next, row 2. Dito, 0. You have positive 1. And then, 0, of course. And then, after that, you have 9 plus 4 times negative 2. So, that will be positive 1. Next, we have 0, 0, 1, negative 2. Okay, the last one that we will zero out is this one. Napakadali na lang. So, this one will be R1 minus R2. This will be your new R1. Okay, what's that? You have 1, 0, 0. And then, negative 2 minus 1. That will be negative 3. And then 0, 1, 0, positive 1, 0, 0, 1, negative 2. This is already in the RREF. Now, let us get the equivalent equation form. So, we have x equals negative 3, y equals 1, and z equals negative 2, which is already our answer. Tama? So, this is the Gauss-Jordan elimination.